What's up, everybody? This is Will with Lightweight Debris Removal, and I got a special message for you guys today. Nah, it's not really a message, but I posted a video that went pretty crazy. We're at like 11,000 views on it already. It was one we did because I was angry one day, and I'm like, man, because we do junk removal and we do dumpster rentals, and there's issues with both. You know, there's good things about both of them, and there's issues with both of them. You know, and I got my favorite things we like about junk removal, and our favorite things about dumpster rentals, and then there's things that I just don't like. There's a couple things, you know, about junk removal and dumpster rentals, and you know, people always ask me the question, you know, what do I like better? Because everybody knows we do both, you know. I think a lot of companies out there do one or the other, but we like doing both. It's fun, you know. I like doing junk removal because I love talking to people. I love going through people's stuff and checking things out and then throwing stuff away. It feels really good. I like when we go into a house, and I like whole house cleanouts. That's like what I love doing, you know. If I could do them every day, I would. I love it. I love going into a house and they got stuff wall to wall, and they're like, everything must go. I love, what I love about it is I like to like look at everything and then try to figure out by guessing how many dumpsters it's going to take, how many truckloads, and more truckloads, the more money you get, you know. So we average around anywhere between $800 and $1,100 per load, depending on what size dumpster we're using, or if we're using a truck or our large 20-yard dumpsters. So, and then, you know, I like wheeling and dealing with customers and then selling them, you know. I love that because it's fun, you know. It's like, and then it's really interesting where people, I think it's psychology, man. I love psychology, and I love when people are genuinely trying to get rid of all their stuff and they have questions, because I love problem solving, you know. I like solving people's problems. I like solving my own problems. It's just something I love to do. You know, I always liked this since I was a kid, you know. People tend to ask me questions like, hey man, how do we do this? How do we do that? You know, and I like it. I like researching and then come back to them with the answer, you know. But, so I got the question again, you know, and they saw my video and they said, man, I watched your video. That was really good. It was one of my first videos we ever really posted that, you know, I gave a lot of content. Most of the time we're just like showing what we're doing, or ride-alongs, or, you know, stuff like that. But that one I really gave in-depth talking about it and kind of giving my feelings on things. But the problem was my footage was bad. It was like a close-up. It looked like this the whole time I'm talking. And so I wanted to redo another video, you know, and just kind of recap on it, and then have some interesting stories since then of other projects that we did, and just kind of re-explain it again. So going back to like junk removal, I love whole house cleanouts. It's because the other thing is you're gonna make pretty good money on a whole house, you know, guaranteed 4 loads, you know, a lot of times with these big house jobs. And then also, because we do both junk removal and dumpster rentals, we always get these situations where someone wants a dumpster, but then when we show up to the house, they can't have a dumpster. It's just too small, their driveway's too steep, or it's too rugged, it's leaning the wrong way. So, but we have a solution for them. We're like, hey, we're gonna bring our junk removal truck and we can do the job. And they're like, perfect, you know, let's do it. And then you know, we make more money because we're gonna do all the labor. But so I really do love doing house cleanouts. What I don't like about junk removal is I hate those calls, man, where they're like, hey, I got one mattress, how much? You know, and it's like, I don't know, $150, and they're like, nope, the other guy said he could do it for 25, you know. And I hate that. I just, you know, and for a long time it seemed like I was dealing with a lot of that kind of customer and just getting tired of it, getting annoyed with it. And then I saw a video where someone goes, well, don't service those people. And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, I thought you had to service everybody. And they're like, no, that's not your customer. Your customer is who you cater to and who's in your area and who's calling you, and you got to make a profit. So I'm like, okay, well, if I have a specific customer in mind, well, it's a whole house clean out, you know. So we've been kind of targeting that type of customer. And you know what's crazy? The more you look for it, the more you find it. So yeah, we get a lot of house clean outs, whole house clean outs. And then I think it's because we've been doing it for a while, and I kind of see the advantages and disadvantages of having a dumpsters and having a junk removal truck. So I can kind of sell it on to people. Once I walk through the house, I can tell them, like, hey man, we're gonna do it in the least amount of loads. You want Joe Schmo to come over here with his little baby truck and do 30 loads? Or do you want us to come over and we knock it out to four to 6 loads, right? Or something like that. And so anyway, we got more equipment so we can play around with, and just stuff like that. You know, we got solutions now because we have run into other problems with different houses, different types of furniture. If it's a hoarder house, clean hoarder house, we've seen just houses that have everything in there and they're super nice. What do you do with all that nice stuff? You know, sell it, recycle it, donate it, give it away to your friends, you know. And then we have those situations where we do whole house cleanouts and family members are showing up cherry picking. And that's so difficult, you know, to clean a house while people are sifting through stuff. You can't throw stuff away while they're looking at it, you know. So we had all kinds of situations like that. So with junk removal, what I hate is those lowballing jobs. I hate driving far to pick up one item, you know. So we don't do that stuff anymore. Kind of just broke away from that. If it's close by, maybe, you know. But I think mostly it's just people who irritate me, you know what I mean? Customers that irritate me is that where they don't even know what the price is and they just want cheap, you know? And it's like, all they care about is the bottom line number, you know? And I get that, but it's like, there's some out there that's the only thing they care about. It's like, you know, we're in the ballpark with pricing with other competitors. You know, they'll even tell us like, oh, you're pretty close to them, but and I like you better because you're gonna do all this and this and this, and you know, whatever. And then it's like, but they're gonna save me $100. Can you go $100 lower? And it's like, yeah, why not? But at the same time, if you're giving them a cheap price anyway and they're trying to just swindle you down, it's kind of just like, I get it, but it's like, it just irritates me, you know? It's like, why do you need $100 off? I'm like, when you went to get your wedding dress, did you ask for the cheapest wedding dress? When you went and bought that brand new Tesla, you know, with the three motor Tesla that's super fast, it costs like $100,000. Did you ask for the cheapest Tesla? You know, it's like, so why are you lowballing me, you know? And I try not to get frustrated, but it happens, you know? So yeah, so that's kind of the bad things about it. But I don't mind bad hoarder houses. I love hoarder houses too. I don't mind it. Anything smelly, gross, all that stuff, you know, we'll just charge a little extra, but I'll do them. And then for dumpster rentals, I love dumpster rentals too, man. Like right now, we just did a dumpster pickup, dumped it out. It's so easy, drive around all day. I don't mind it. And then, you know, it's just, you don't talk to people though. That's the thing. Like I'll get the phone calls and then I'll book them. But other than that, I drop the dumpster, say hi when I get there. And, you know, it's pretty much cut and dry, man. I'm gonna drop the dumpster and pretty much see you later. Let me know when you need it picked up, you know. What I hate about dumpster deliveries is the customers who just, man, you tell them, don't put this in there, don't put that in there, that's not allowed, and they go ahead and stick it in there anyway. I just went right now and dumped out a load at the landfill, and there's a TV, a flat screen fell out of it, and I'm like, I just left it there because it was piled under stuff, but it's like, man, that stuff can get me in trouble, you know. And then another lady, they threw in a big old oil drum, like a 5-gallon oil drum, and it still has oil in it, and I'm like, you know. And then the other thing is like contractors who have subcontractors, right? So contractors are cool because it's, you know, you're dealing with them one-on-one, but when they have a dumpster and all their subcontractors are using it or utilizing it, man, we get these guys that clean their paint brushes on the side of the dumpster and their concrete spraying equipment, like crazy, dude. It's like, I'll dump out a dumpster and there'll be a blob on the bottom just sitting there. I gotta go get a pickaxe and chisel it out. It's like they dump the plaster or something into the dumpster, and it just seeps right through and goes right to the bottom and sits in a corner, you know. I had one where I couldn't open the door because someone poured plaster or whatever it was in the back of the dumpster, and it froze to the door. So it froze my door shut, you know. And then a couple times, you know, they'll overload our dumpsters with like bricks and dirt and everything, and then when you go to pick it up, it's just 6 tons, 7 tons. It's too heavy, but it's on the truck, you know, and it feels like it's like breaking my truck, you know. And then we got like people who complain after you pick up the dumpster. I had this lady, she was like, hey, can I have it for a couple extra days? Yeah, sure. We gave it to her extra days, no problem. And then out of nowhere, she calls me up, come get it, I need it picked up now. And I'm like, okay, but we're kind of booked up now, so we'll get it tomorrow. So the next day came, she was calling me, did you pick it up? Did you pick it up? And I said, man, we can't get to it. So I went there late at night, picked it up at 8 at night, and it was full to the top and stuff falling off. They had doors falling out of it, and then TVs and stuff on top of it. So when I picked it up, it all fell off, and I left it there. And then what happened was she complains to me, and she says, that wasn't my stuff. Someone else put that in there because you left the dumpster too long. And I'm like, what? And then I looked inside the house, and you can see it was a remodel, and they pulled all the doors out. It was all her stuff, you know. So she was upset at us, and it's like, okay, whatever, you know. But stuff like that annoys me, like people overloading, because it's like either, because I tell them, you know, it's like, don't do this, and when they do it, it's like, oh man, you know. And then it's like, I see why they do it is because they have what do you call it? They're in a tight spot, and they don't want to run a second dumpster, so they'll just throw it the chance and, you know, overload the dumpster, you know. But the problem is that stuff can kill somebody, man. A door fly off the top of the dumpster on the freeway, or plywood, or bottles, or, you know, nails. So I'm gonna go to my yard right now, open the fence up here. But yeah, we got all our dumpsters over here. But yeah, so it's like maybe it's just inconsiderate people, the problem. But let me jump right in here. Yeah, so, but for the most part, I love dumpster rentals. You know, I don't get all sweaty. I ain't gotta load stuff. You know, with this hook lift truck, I could do 6 to 10 dumpsters in a day. Pickups, you know, no problem. Get into tight spots, and you know, it's pretty easy. So, yeah, I guess the other thing is just people putting stuff in the dumpsters that aren't supposed to be in there. You know, it's like concrete. It's like, you know, they tell you like, oh, what do you put in there? Household stuff. Okay, cool. And then also you get the dumpster back, and I can't pick it up, and then it's like they put chunks and chunks of concrete, and then they complain when I send them the overage shits. You know, I'll say, hey, you got all these overages, so now you got to pay another couple $100, and they're just complaining. You know, like, hey, why is it so much? The other guy said it was going to be this amount. I'm like, the other guy would charge you the exact same thing I'm charging you for overages, and we already discussed it, signed the contract. He's like, they're like, yeah, until they get the bill, and then they're like, hey, what's going on here? And it's like, you know, and then a lot of times, not all the time, maybe every once in a while, it's like the 5%. I always say it's 5% of people out there, you know, they're just like, hey, you know, I need another dumpster. Can you come right now? Can you do this? And it's like, yeah. We'll go help you out. And then it's like, we get it to them as fast as possible, give them the full treatment, help them out. And then when the bill comes, it's like, oh, I don't want to pay this, you know. And it's like, whatever. That's why, but the cool thing about dumpsters is we already charge ahead of time for dumpsters. So we have a credit card on file. So what we're doing is just charge the customer ahead of time, you know, for the dumpster rental. We just have to get the overage charges or days over, you know, stuff like that. But other than that, we already got the money and we got the credit card, so, you know, it's all good, you know. It's just that later on, sometimes they, you know, they're complaining because they're just like, why is it so much? And it's like, you know, they called us because nobody was available. The big waste management company couldn't couldn't get a dumpster into your driveway. So, and you were really super happy, you know, but now you're upset, you know. But anyway, I think that's the only complaints I have, you know, as far as like dumpster rentals. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward with dumpster rentals. I guess the other problem is getting into the dumpster rental business. Super expensive. Kid you not, you know. So, you know, you go get a pickup. We started with a pickup truck, already had it paid off. Got a trailer, $12,000. You know, if you get a dumpster roll-off trailer, you know, they're $14,000 to $15,000. Get a couple dumpsters, but man, once you start needing dumpsters, oh man, you know, and price just shot up, man. It's like you're looking $8,000 to $10,000 a dumpster with shipping and taxes, and you know, and then you need so many dumpsters so you can make the money, you know. And I remember I started off with 10 dumpsters because I wanted to make sure that I had enough dumpsters, and then I quickly realized 10 dumpsters wasn't enough, you know. 10 dumpsters was just like enough to make me mad, because it was like I had a couple contractors, they sucked up all my dumpsters, and I had like 2 to work with, and then we get phone calls, and then, you know, we're getting blasted with calls, and then it's like, sorry, I ain't got no dumpsters, or I can only rent it to you for a day, I need it back, you know. And it was just kind of getting old. And then we switched over to a hook lift truck, and then we purchased a bunch of dumpsters, converted all our dumpsters. You've watched my video on that. We converted them all to hook lift using rail systems from rolloffparts.com. Welded all our dumpsters, our PJs and Max D's, and we had, you name it, we had different ones, Lone Stars. Welded them all onto these platforms, made them to hook lifts. So then boom, we went from 10 to 28 dumpsters, you know, it seemed like overnight. And then yeah, so it's been a lot better since then, you know. Like now we actually have extra dumpsters, which is nice, because summertime right now we're busy, you know. So I have enough dumpsters in the yard so I can swap out people's dumpsters instead of like just picking them up and dumping them out. I'll bring it empty with me, and then we'll just swap them out right there in front of their house or business or wherever they need it. So, but yeah, all in all, if I had to pick like what I'm gonna do, dumpsters or junk removal, I'd say dumpster rentals, you know, hands down. Dumpster rentals is pretty good. Junk removal, I was starting to get into it, but the more, I think this past couple years with junk removal, it's like, man, it's a labor intensive, you know. And it's like you can get a bunch of calls, and you know, you could get like just totally take up all your time, you know. Where dumpster rentals, I could get like 10 in one day, and I could you know, figure it out. You know, I could deliver them all out in the morning, or, you know, late at night. But with junk removal, it's kind of like you're waiting by the phone, and you're waiting for that big job, you know. But I think I kind of got a plan for that this year. We're, like I was saying in my other video, we're moving more to B2B. So we're working with customers that are businesses. Not so much residential, but we're switching over to working with businesses and catering to businesses, you know. So with specifically contractors. And man, there's so much that we learned that what contractors like, and we're catering to them with the stuff that we know they like, and just really sucking them in, you know. So we got like 6-7 contractors working specifically with us and keeping us busy. And then for junk removal, pretty much like if someone says, hey, I just got a couch, if they're not like in my right immediate area, we're pretty much just, I tell them $250, $300, you know, and then they'll just go somewhere else. And then but the bigger jobs, we'll book them and, you know, work them into our dumpster deliveries. So I like dumpsters a lot. It's just, man, it's so expensive, man. It's really debt laden, you know. It's like, it's hard to grow without putting debt. I mean, you can. I mean, we did it at first, man. I swear, we were trying to stay debt free, and at first we were doing it, man. But at some point, we needed to leverage up, and I used debt as leverage, and we bought a bunch of dumpsters, bought this truck, and then you know, next thing you know, $300,000 equipment prices, you know, insurance. So, but it's good, you know. I think working with contractors is pretty much foolproof, you know. So I'm not sitting there waiting for calls to come in for one-time customers. We're getting repeat customers. So we're kind of basing our business and off that model. And I owe that to Mike Andes. Shout out to Mike Andes and his crew. They were on their show last week, and I think they're going to air us pretty soon, because it seemed like they were working on putting our stuff together. But watch that when it comes out. Mike Andy's business turnaround program. Man, he just gave me like so much wealth of like, what do you call it? Just experience. All his wealth of experience, man. It's crazy. These guys are like the gurus, man, for real. Not just with junk removal or landscaping or any of that stuff. He's just, in general, I think he's just a whiz. And he has I don't know how to explain it, but he's a ninja. He knows exactly where to. He's like a surgeon. That's why I feel like he was like a surgeon. He knows exactly where to cut and slice and dice. So, man, just Mike Andes, man. Thank you so much. You see this video. Just we appreciate everything you did for us. And it's like you spent a couple hours with us, but it was like gold, pearls, nothing but pearls, man. He gave us. And his team out there. Terrell, shout out to Terrell, man. Super cool dude. All those guys over there with Mike Andy's Media. But anyway, just gonna get off my rant. Just wanted to pass out some of those little tips. If you're thinking about getting into the dumpster rental game, do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do a little bit of homework though. Make sure that there's people in your area doing dumpsters. Don't necessarily think that nobody's doing dumpsters. It's a good place to do it. Make sure there's population, there's a need, and if there's a bunch of people doing dumpsters, man, do it, because it's like, it means there's a need. Junk removal, is it a good time to do junk removal? Yes, it's always a good time to do junk removal, but do your homework. Make sure you come out swinging. Don't come out lightly, right? Dumpster rentals or junk removal, don't come out and think you're gonna just slide right in and like everything's gonna be good. No, you got to come out swinging. Come out guns blazing. Branding, make sure you have like a branding, something that's gonna distinguish you from the competitor, right? So it's not so much like something that's so cool that everybody's just like wants to be part of. It's more like when someone sees it, they go, hey, I know those guys, I've seen them around, and they know who to call. Right? So that's what you got to think about. It's like something that's so cool is not it. That's what I thought first. Like, I'm gonna think of the coolest. It doesn't matter what it is, really. Like Nike, that's swoosh, dude. It probably didn't look cool at first, but now it's cool. But it's just like what you got to do is just distinguish yourself. That's what you need to do. And then have a slogan. Something cool. And then what else? And just talk to everybody. Get your name out there. That you got to come out swinging with that. Door knockers, talking to people, just do whatever you can to get known. Talk to all the contractors. Talk to roofers. Talk to knock on business doors, man. Restaurants, like everybody. They should know your name. So, dumpster rentals, man. It's like it's just one of those things. It's like it's get some good equipment, right? Start off with a trailer. That's what we did. A lot of people start off with a trailer and then they move up to specialized equipment later. I kind of jumped the gun. I probably could have waited, maybe. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think about it, it's just everybody's situation is different. When I saw the opportunity, so we swang at it, man. I went for it. But it's too early to tell if I made a mistake or what. It's just I'm in it, man. I'm in it knee deep. You know what I mean? So there's no backing out for me. This is it for me. I'm just dumpster rental, junk removal every day. We work every day, pretty much every day, man. Like I've been 3 years. Our business says 24/7. We're open 24/7, except for if we go on vacation. I'll take a little day out here and there, but I'm always answering the phones and booking dumpsters ahead of time, or I'm sending them out to my fellow junk removal and other dumpster rental companies in my area. I know all those guys. I try to keep good relationships with them. And shout out to everybody in my area, man. You guys know who you are. Everybody that talks to me, and just if you don't know me, send me a text, email us. We're really cool. We work with everybody. So anyway, also Can Concepts, like we're a dealer. Can Concepts, Hooklift Trailers. Go on hooklifttrailer.com. Check out Cam Concept Hooklift Trailers. We got one on order. I'm excited. I needed a backup to this truck, because if something goes down with this truck, I didn't want to be high and dry and can't service my customers, and at the same time for a dealer. So I wanted to have one to show people what it could do. We're going to put it through its paces. Where when we get this thing, man, I'm going to do videos after video. If you guys are interested in a hook lift trailer system, man, give me a call. I'm in California, and my territory is California, but someone can help you anywhere, really. So if you're in the South, American AF Dumpster Rentals, Josh, he's the guy down there for hook lift trailers. Yeah, go on hookliftrailers.com. Hooklift trailer, no S. Hookliftrailer.com, and you'll see all the trailers, and they look really awesome. You always hear about, hook lift trucks and why they're so popular and what's so unique about them, and you see all the videos. So I'm anticipating that a hook lift trailer is probably going to be just as good. The ease of hooking up, be able to maneuver. So we'll see, and I'm really excited about having one, because it's the cheaper route to go. Like I said, I already got the Ram 3500s paid for, and I was going to sell it, but I'm keeping it. And we bought that trailer, financed it. What's cool about the financing is you're supposed to put like 50% down with the manufacturer to order it, but they have financing where you just finance the whole thing. They'll split it up. They'll get 50% up front, and then when it's done, the finance company will distribute the last 50%, and your trailer is getting delivered. And man, these trailers are awesome, though. I mean, they've been around for 40 years, 30, 40 years. So, and they're in all these other countries. So they look stout, and I've driven this hook lift truck for 2 years. This thing's a monster. It's like it picks up all kinds of crazy stuff. We've pulled motorhomes out of the dumps, burnt ones, hooked them up to frames and just yanked them out of piles. It's crazy. Picked up dumpster bags, those waste management baggers, pick them up with this hook lift all the time. I've lifted up tractors. I've changed a tire with this hook, using chains, you name it, man. This thing it's pretty versatile. You can do it with a lot of stuff. Probably could pull a stump out of the ground. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. That was my rant on dumpster rentals versus junk removal in 2024. Should you do it? I say yes. Big thumbs up. Get out there, do it. Part-time, do it. Weekends, weekend warriors. Just when you come out swinging. Give yourself some time. Give yourself a good 2-3 years. Of working, and don't expect profits right away. Just get in there and work, and then as time goes by, you'll be recognized. People know you, and then the business just starts flowing in, and then and then you can take some of that money for yourself. Spend it or reinvest it, whatever. And everybody's situation is different. Some people take the slow route, some people do the fast route. But all in all, I think it's a good time to get in. The economy, it's not going to stay the way it is forever, right? And when a bad economy comes, people move. People have to migrate. And guess who's going to be there? Junk removal, dumpster rentals. All right, guys? So think about that. Get yourself prepared. Start slow. Like I said, if you want a cam concept trailer, I think that's a good way to go. If I had to do it again, personally, that's what I would do. I would have got a cam concept hook lift trailer, a couple dumpsters, something that I could later on move up to this type of truck and still use those dumpsters, and then buy some used. That's what I'm saying. I would probably start off, if I had to do it all over again, I would probably get a hook lift trailer. I didn't know about them, but I would get a hook lift trailer from Can Concepts, like a 14-footer, light duty, something like 16K rated, with a truck, and then later on buy a used hook lift truck, someone with like a gazillion miles on, that's beat up, but it'll be your backup, right? And then you don't have to worry about buying a brand new one like I did, and then spend all this money on insurance. So, yep, guys, do it. If you guys there's something in your heart saying, I want to do junk removal, I want to do dumpster deliveries, listen to it, talk to people, write it down, pros and cons. And then if it still feels like it's something you want to do, I say go for it, right? You only got one life, guys, so get out there and make it happen. All right, stay safe, have a good weekend. It's Friday, so don't party too hard. See ya.